The Exorcist, 1973. The Exorcist follows the possession of 12-year-old Regan, whose life collapses into chaos after an evil entity takes over her body. Doctors and psychiatrists are completely baffled, so her desperate mother turns to the church for help.
God! In the name of the Father and of the Son!
The film's legendary scenes, Regan levitating, speaking in demonic voices, screaming obscenities, self-harming, and the iconic head spin, cemented it as one of the most terrifying and influential horror movies ever made. Audiences had never seen a child portrayed in such graphic, supernatural, and violent ways before. People reportedly fainted, vomited, and ran out of theaters, convinced the movie was cursed.
This hour is mine. Fuck me! Fuck me! Fuck me!
The film sparked global controversy. In the UK, it was banned from home video for 15 years for being psychologically damaging. Catholic groups worldwide protested, calling it spiritually dangerous. Some Asian regions banned it for blasphemy, and parts of the US blocked screenings after reports of panic attacks. Despite the bans, or maybe because of them, The Exorcist became one of the most legendary horror films in history, proving that nothing sparks curiosity quite like forbidden cinema. The Human Centipede 2, 2011. Unlike the first movie, which was already shocking, The Human Centipede 2 goes even further into disturbing territory. The story follows Martin, a deeply troubled man who becomes obsessed with the original film. Trying to copy what he saw on screen, he kidnaps multiple victims and attempts to connect them into a human centipede, but with far more violence and cruelty than the original experiment. Filmed in harsh black and white, the movie looks dirty, uncomfortable, and extremely unsettling. There's no humor or lightness this time. The film's only goal is to disturb the viewer from beginning to end. This movie hit a new level of global backlash. The UK Censorship Board initially banned it outright, citing unacceptable levels of sadism and sexualized violence. Both the UK and Australia eventually allowed a release, but only after accepting a heavily cut version of the film. New Zealand imposed one of the strictest bans. It was never shown in their theaters due to the immediate controversy it caused in Australia. Ultimately, the extreme graphic content forced international boards to demand over 30 edits before allowing any restricted release. Censors called it dangerous. Critics called it the most repulsive horror film ever made. Fans called it unforgettable. A Serbian Film, 2010. The movie follows Miloš, a retired adult film actor tricked into joining a secret production. He soon realizes he's trapped in a nightmare of psychological torture, exploitation, and violence that escalates to unthinkable extremes. The tone is cold and hopeless, designed to break both the character and the viewer. Outlawed in Spain, Brazil, Norway, Australia, New Zealand, and many more, the film quickly earned a reputation as forbidden cinema. Even when censors attempted to permit it, heavily cut versions were still rejected in multiple countries. Overall, it's reportedly been banned in 46 countries. Beyond that, scenes involving minors, sexual violence, and strong political metaphors made it internationally notorious. To this day, it is still considered one of the most shocking films ever produced. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 1974. The movie tells the story of a group of friends on a road trip who stumble into the home of Leatherface, a chainsaw-wielding killer from a deranged family of cannibals. What truly sets the film apart isn't the gore. In fact, there's surprisingly little blood, but the raw, sweaty, documentary-style realism that seeps into every frame. The relentless chainsaw, the frantic handheld camera work, and the claustrophobic dinner scene all combine to create an atmosphere that feels disturbingly real. Thanks to this gritty intensity, Leatherface became an instant horror icon, and the film is now credited with helping shape the modern slasher formula. Censors didn't care that the movie wasn't gory, it simply felt too brutal. Because of that intensity, it was banned in multiple regions of the UK for almost 3 decades. West Germany took the same stance, blocking the film for 25 years and calling it dangerous to public order. Australia also imposed long-term restrictions, limiting screenings for decades. Even in the United States, where it wasn't officially banned, many local theaters refused to show it after reports of audience distress. Authorities feared the movie was so overwhelming it could psychologically damage young viewers. Ironically, all of this censorship only fueled curiosity. The bans themselves helped turn the movie into a cult phenomenon. Salò, or The 120 Days of Sodom, 1975. The movie tells a harrowing and disturbing story set during World War II. A group of fascist officials abducts young boys and girls and subjects them to months of brutal abuse and degradation. The film is intentionally bleak, serving as a clear criticism of fascism and its inhuman cruelty. Its realistic portrayal and strong political symbolism made the movie not only offensive to many viewers, but also threatening to authorities who feared its message. This film was banned nearly everywhere, and the backlash began immediately. Italy went as far as seizing all original copies. Meanwhile, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand banned it for decades, citing its extreme and disturbing content. Even today, its graphic scenes involving minors make it illegal in several countries. As a result, it remains one of the most ethically debated films ever created. To this day, Salò is considered either the peak or the absolute bottom of extreme cinema.